Continuing on with our edit tools, this video is about the trim tool. So let's grab a piece of audio so we can just focus in on this. Here's our bit of audio. Now the trim tool is just up here. It is F6 on the keyboard. And if you tap F6, you'll see it cycles through the different modes. So I'm just going to put this in standard for a moment. So the trim tool is this little kind of C or reverse C, little bracket there. We can see. And it allows you to trim the edge of a clip in and out. In and out. So that's a standard use. If it is isolated on its own, wherever you click, say here, it will trim to there. Now, as with a lot of these sort of smart tool functions, there is a meridian line, and you can go either side of it, and you can see which way it is going to trim. Now, the other options for trim are TCE and loop. There is a fourth one called Scrub, and that is in a higher version of Pro Tools, in the Pro Tools Ultimate version, I think. So TCE, time, compression, and expansion. So if I drag the edge of this clip to there, what it is going to do, it is going to time compress that to the length that I have prescribed, which is in that yellow box. It'll render through, and now we have a clip that is shorter. Our F12 at the top of your keyboard, and you can press F12 to drop out of record. I'm in quick punch again, so you can see it's sped up the audio. Now you can choose what method it used to speed up your audio in this section here, TCE. We have a couple of options. Here are some of the third-party options that you can use. Z-Plane and some Wave stuff, some Synchro Arts, Sound Toys. We've got Avid Time Shift, Avid Xform, or Avid TCE. And they work slightly differently. So what you might find is that which one's this one? The Time Shift has some presets on it. So as you move things, it'll move. If you're doing video, you might reconform from NTSC to PAL. It will adjust with those predefined setups. Xform has the same. We'll just put on TCE for now. Okay. And we'll undo that. We'll hear the clip from before. Our F12 at the top of your keyboard. And then we can make that quicker. Our F12 at the top of your keyboard. And you can press F12 to drop out of record. I'm in quick punch again. We can hear that the TCE tool was a little bit better than the time shift tool. If we drag out, it will slow down the clip to as long as we've predefined. Our F12 at the top of your keyboard. As you can hear, that's incredibly granular. But if you just want to elongate something a small amount, this tool is really helpful. But I wouldn't recommend using it too much because, as you can hear, it gets quite granular and distorted. The last option we have available to us in this version of Pro Tools Studio, is loop. So loop edit or loop trim will loop that clip beyond that point. Here we are. And we can continue to loop and loop and loop and loop. And it will loop the original clip by its whole original length, this length. If I loop just to there, which is roughly half of it, it will loop half of it. From then on, it will continue to loop. So that's kind of handy, especially if you've got like a drum fill or something. I know we're not doing music, but if you're editing some music underneath your YouTube video or your podcast, and you've got a nice little bed going, you can grab that whole clip, loop it out. So those are our 3 trimmer tool options: standard, time compression expansion, and loop.